Hello, welcome back to my channel where today I wanted to finally try glass painting. I've never done this before and it always looks really cool whenever I see it, especially on TikTok. I see a lot of people doing it over there. So I really wanted to give it a go, and because it seemed a little bit complicated in my head because you have to do everything backwards, I decided to start with a very small piece and do a character I'm very familiar with. So I settled on Driftloon just because I think it's a really cute Pokemon and I don't have anything Driftloon themed in my room, and I thought it would look really cute next to some of the artwork on my wall because I have quite a lot of purple artwork, so it goes in really well. Because I didn't really trust myself to put it on glass straight away, I started out by drawing it on paper. For this I was obviously using a reference picture of the actual Pokemon just because I wanted to get it correct. Although it is not technically correct because I did it backwards, I completely forgot that when obviously you flip the glass it's going to all be back to front. So the little flick on the end of their cloud is going to end up being on the wrong side, which really bothers me, but I hope it doesn't bother anyone else. Maybe at some point I could scrape it off and put it on the other side. I'm not really sure how well that would work. I feel like you'd be able to see where I put it originally. But I have seen other people wash acrylic paint off glass and it seems like a really simple process. I just obviously wouldn't want to wash off the whole thing. I don't know how easy it would be to just do that small little bit. But other than that bothering me, I feel like this came out really cute. I was really worried about it. It does look a little bit messy. I feel like I can make it a lot more smooth. But for my first try, I'm quite happy with it. After getting the design down on paper, I put the glass over the top and then I just started painting with a very small paintbrush. I thought about using a pen like an acrylic marker, but I couldn't find anything thin enough. And I also wanted to make this look more natural, and I'm not a huge fan of art where the pen lines are all exactly the same thickness, so I thought it would look better if I paint it and it would be easier for me to do as well. But it did mean it took a lot longer than it probably should have for being such a simple design. I did this for about 3 hours. I don't know why it took me so long. I am very slow when it comes to painting. With other materials I tend to be a little bit quicker, but for painting for some reason I always go really slowly. I think it's also because I want it to be perfect, especially when I'm filming it. I don't want to do anything really bad. I think with painting I have a pressure on myself to make it really perfect, just because I really like the medium of acrylic paint. I feel like it can look really pretty, but it can also look really bad, so I want to make sure it looks perfect in my mind. You'll see a little bit later on in the video, but for the yellow bits I decided to use a glitter glue that I had. I kind of wish I'd done glitter all over him, but I didn't have glitter glue in the other colours, so I only did it for the yellow, and it looks better than I expected. I was kind of expecting the glue to leave a weird sheen, so when I put the colour behind it, it would kind of have a murky effect on it. I think it only worked fine because I used a really bright colour. If I had used kind of a more neutral colour, I don't think it would have worked too well, because again it would have had that weird kind of glue film over it. It would also hide detail if you wanted to go in with detail over the top of it, but obviously for this I kept it very simple, kind of block colours, so I didn't have to worry about hiding any detail. I thought for a bit about maybe making it a shiny Driftloon, meaning that the actual colour of the balloon would be yellow because I had this glitter glue, but I decided against it just because I felt like these colours fit better into my room. Like I said before, I already have a purple art piece up on my wall which has yellow in it as well. I also have a purple doll I want to put up next to, so I feel like the purple and the yellow really go well with my aesthetic right now. I don't know why I've been so drawn to purple. I used to not really like purple. I don't really like doing purple makeup. I don't wear a lot of purple clothing. But recently I really like purple. I need to get more into doing purple makeups. I don't really have any makeup colours that I like in my purple collection. Like, I always feel like I'm missing a true pastel purple. If anyone knows where I can get a really nice pastel purple eyeshadow, I would be very, very grateful because I really, really want one. And the only one I have is from a brand that I don't want to support. So that makes it even more difficult to have a nice pastel purple that I like using. But anyway, back to the piece. I want to go back to the start a little bit, so rewinding back to the beginning of the video. I decided to do little twinkles around him. I just wanted to fill up the glass a little bit more and make him look a little bit more purposeful and kind of have the impression of a background without painting a whole background, because I really like glass painting where you have quite a lot of the glass showing, because then you can pick the colour of the background quite easily. You can change it out quite a lot without having to scrape away any of the painting. I just feel like that is the purpose of painting on glass, that you can choose the background to go behind it. So like I said before, I wanted the background to be very simple but still have a feeling of being in a sky, being in kind of a magical Pokemon world, and I felt like these sparkles worked really well for that. I also just really like drawing sparkles. I really like them on tattoos. I really like drawing them on my face. I felt like I should put them in my art for once. But with all of that said, I feel like it's finally time to show you the reveal. I was really happy with this. Again, I felt like I had messed it up somehow, but it came out really cute. I wish it was a little bit more neat. I feel like my lines were a little bit shaky, but that's just my acrylic paint skills kind of lacking a little bit. I feel like if I did this again, I could really do a good job of it. Maybe do a more complicated piece. I'm really excited to use this medium again in the future. But that's it for now. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. Comment what else you'd like me to do, maybe some other art things you'd like to see, and subscribe as I'm posting 3 times a week for the rest of summer, and I'd love to see you again. But until then, bye!